All right, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai. All right, Shalom. That's the brother Kanak from the City of Damas Cab back here with another lesson. I want to start out by giving all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Klakodash. And we double all the top apostles, elders, great minister, who teach me well. Peace and blessing to the hopeful, let push this truth. Week out, week in, sincerity, charity, and love for the spirit of Yahweh Shai throughout the four corners of the earth. All right, this is just a quick, easy lesson, man. Because I was dealing with some people, talking to some people that was in the world, and then I had we had came across a video that was put in our group. The people are still under the impression that the salvation is for everybody. But if it was for everybody, the Lord would have spoke it and said, everybody would have told, well, I'm going to save the whole world. Even when the Lord went and prayed, he said, I prayed not for the world, but I prayed for them. He was talking about the elect then. All right? He was talking about Israel then. Because this wasn't given unto everybody, man. All right? And that's what people are, it's hard for people to believe. All right? It's only given to the nation of Israel. All right? This wasn't given to the whole broad world. All right, don't get me wrong when I say this, because you have some Israelites who might look like certain other nations, like Chinese and different nations throughout the earth, because the Lord did scatter us, all right, throughout the whole earth. So you're gonna have different forms of Israelites, but at the end of the day, the salvation is only for Israel. All right, no matter how you try to put it or switch it around or whatever, but this is only for Israel. I'm going to start at Amos chapter 3, verse 1. It says, hear this word that the Lord has spoken against you, O children of Israel, against the whole family which I brought out of the land of Egypt, saying. All right, so the Lord let you know right there who directly this is talking to. He didn't say out of the whole world. He didn't say out of China. He didn't say out of the United States. He didn't say out of Brazil, certain different parts of the world. He said out of the whole, he said the children of Israel, the whole family. All right? So all 12 tribes who the Lord is talking to right here, man. It says, you only have I known of all the families of the earth. Come on, man. That right there is plain and simple. The Lord said he's only known us out of all the families of the earth. All right? So you know how many other nations there are? All right? So the Lord only known us out of all those families on the earth. You can't combat that. You can't come up against it. That right there is plain. It says, therefore I will punish you for your iniquities. So the Lord only known us, so we the only ones that can be punished for the iniquities, man. All right? So the Lord wasn't dealing with everybody when he handed out the law, statute, commandments. It wasn't given to the whole world. It was only given to the nation of Israel, because the Lord only knew us because we were his chosen people. I'm going to jump down to the book. And people are still bucking up against this when the Lord made it plain how this situation went and how it's going to go. All right, this salvation is not for everybody, man. It's only for the nation of Israel. Everybody else is either predestined for slavery and destruction, man. All right? Well, you are predestined for slavery, honestly. I'm going to the book of Psalms 147, all right, in 19, which is a good in the classic. Well, this is just to prove the point, man. All right, he says, he showeth his word unto Jacob, all right, his statutes and judgments unto Israel. Now, why the Lord didn't say everybody right there? Why he didn't say he gave this thing to everybody? Why he didn't say everybody got to follow my law, statutes, commandments, my judgments? He distinctly made a point, all right? He made that separation between everybody else and Israel. No matter how people keep trying to fight it against, well, the Lord said that the Gentiles are just Gentiles. All right, I know people who did have an Israelite state of mind, man, who didn't know they were Israelites, man. All right, it says he has not dealt so with any nation. All right, so the Lord not dealing, man. Come on, man. These right here, this is heavy hitting words, man, to people who still don't want to believe what Yahweh Shai had to say. He says he has not dealt so with any nation. And as for his judgments, they have not known them, praise ye the Lord. So they don't even know the judgments of Yahweh Shai. They don't know the law, statute, commandment. They might, study and find them out, but they no matter how much they study him, it wasn't given unto them. It was only given unto the house of Israel because the Lord is only dealing with the house of Israel. All right, and even with that, he's dealing with a remnant. He's only dealing with the elect on this side of the house of Israel, man. Now in the kingdom, all Israel shall be saved. All right, but right now, 2/3, even 2/3 of our people are going to have to die on this side. So the Lord is only dealing with the elect of Israel, man. Okay, I'm gonna jump to the book of bear with me. So the people got to lose that state of mind of what they think or how they want it to go. This not our show, man. It's the Lord's show, man. And if he say he only dealing with Israel, then he only dealing with Israel. All right, this is Isaiah chapter 45, verse 17. It says, "But Israel shall be saved in the Lord with the everlasting salvation." Why did it say everybody? Why did it say the whole world will be saved? Or a certain amount of people? Or, you know how people are trying to say, well, my people will be. No, why did it say Esau? Why did it say Ham? Why did it say those other nations were going to be saved? Because the Lord is only dealing with Israel, man. It says with everlasting salvation. That means non-ending. All right, so it's gonna be an ongoing salvation. Our salvation, we not coming back into no slavery, man. All right, it says, "Ye shall not be ashamed nor confounded, world without end." So our salvation not gonna end. We're gonna rule forever, man. All right, so we're still at this point. He's making a distinction of Israel and not everybody else. We have to lose. You got to lose that mindset, man. All right, and the Lord has spoke heavy about this throughout the whole scriptures, man. This is not no one verse or two verses. All right, this is what the Lord just put on my spirit to bring out, but there are many verses that speak about this subject. All right, and I be missing some brothers, some brothers favorites and goodies that they might want to bring out, but this is the Lord dealt with me with, you know. All right, this is the book of Matthew, chapter 15, verse 24. It says, I don't want to read everything. You know what? I'm gonna have to go up. It's 22. It says, and behold, a woman of Canaan came out of the same coast and cried unto him, saying, "Have mercy on me, O Lord, thou son of David. My daughter is grievously vexed with the devil." But he answered her not a word, and his disciples came, besought him, saying, "Send her away, for she crieth after us." But he answered and said, "I am not sent but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel." Now, why did the Lord say that? Because the Lord is only sent unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel. All right, and at the same time, this woman was an Israelite. Now, people had known her as being a Canaanite. She probably even grew up in the land of Canaan. All right, that's just like, once again, the Lord spreading us out, man. All right, but through the Spirit. All right, the Lord knew that she was an Israelite. All right, but the point I was bringing out is, the Lord said, "I am not sent, but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel." So that's not, once again, a distinction of who He sent for. All right, He's not sent for everybody who in the world. He's not sent for all you other so-called nations who want to be adopted into this thing. All right, the adoption was not given unto you. All right, it was only given unto the house of Israel, man. We are the only ones who can get this salvation. And so then came she and worshipped him, saying, "Lord, help me." But he answered her not, and said, "It's not meet to take the children's bread and cast it to the dogs." So the Lord didn't want to give her a blessing. He didn't want to deal with it. All right. So she said, "Truth, Lord, yet the dogs eat of the crumbs which fall from the master's table." All right, so she let the Lord know she still eat from the crumbs that fall from the master's table. She still had faith, man. All right. It says, then Yahushua answered and said unto her, O woman, great is thy faith, be it unto thee, even as thou wilt. And her daughter was made whole from that very hour. All right. So this all is distinction that the Lord actually only dealt with this woman because she was an Israelite. All right. Because the Lord did not want to deal with her, but through the Spirit, man, through the faith she had in Him, that He helped her out. All right. But if this had been the heathen, the Lord would have helped her. Because once again, when you jump back up into verse Slocky, when you jump back into verse 20, it says he told his disciples, I am not sent but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel. So he was only sent to our people. So he wouldn't have helped her. He wouldn't have blessed her. He would have just left her the way she was. All right. I'm going to jump to the book of Psalms. Chapter 53. Verse 6. It says, all the salvation of Israel come out of Zion, which Yahweh brings back the captivity, all right, of his people. Jacob shall rejoice, and Israel shall be glad. Because it's once again the Lord telling you who their salvation from. All right. That's Yahweh Shai coming out of Zion, man. It says when you bring back the captivity of his people, Jacob shall rejoice, and Israel shall be glad. We're gonna be joyous to get out of this wicked kingdom, man, to get our salvation under Yahweh Shai, man. All right. And they said his people, what's the distinction again, man? The Lord was given that we are his people. All right. So he's telling you who he's going to choose, who the elect of his people are going to be saved on this side, man. Not this whole earth of people y'all think is going to be saved. That's why it's important for us to have it right now, man. All right. I'm going to end it on this scripture right here. This is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 6, verse 54. It says, after these, Adam also, whom thou hast made as Lord of all thy creatures, of him came we all, all right, to let you know, all of us came from Adam, man. All right, and the people also whom thou hast chosen, all right, the elect. It says, all this I have spoken before thee, O Lord, because thou hast made it the world for our sakes, for Israel, all right, for the elect of Israel. Lord, we made this world for our sakes, man. All right, we the ones that went off. Oh, you have Yahweh Shai. All right, he punished us, man. And this is, and that's for the other people, which is all you other nations. All right, anybody, this pertains to anybody who's not of the nation of Israel. It says, and that's for the other people which also came from Adam, thou hast said that they are nothing but like unto spittle, and have likened the abundance of them unto a drop that falleth from a vessel. I said, Lord, y'all nothing, y'all like unto spit, man. All right, and a drop that falleth from a vessel. If you carry a vessel up a hill, and you stagger a little bit, you drop water, you're not gonna go back and try to soak that little water up. All right, so that's what the Lord is comparing the rest of you nations to. All right, when it comes to the nation of Israel. All right, because we are the Lord's chosen people. We are his royal priesthood. All right, we are the apple of the Lord's eye, man. This is let me write this. Hey, so Lord, one of them was edified unto the body. With that, I want to give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakakudash. I want to give double honor to the apostle, elders, great meal, slow, teach, rule well. Peace and blessings to the hopeful that pushing this truth week in, week out. Sincerity, charity, and love, and the spirit of Yahweh Shai throughout the four corners of the earth. With that, I want to say shalom.